Hello YouTube, it's Dave the Musician again. Hey, today I'm going to give you a bit of a whirlwind tour on some of my electric guitars. I've got the top 10 for you. I'll let you see those, talk a little bit about them. I also want to let you know they're all for sale. Send me a message. I'd love to get rid of some and get some new ones. So, as always, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. And I ask that maybe you subscribe, stick around, check out some of my other videos, and I hope to see more of you. Thank you.
All right, this is my Parker Fly guitar. Isn't this neat? Now this came out in the early 90s. This was Ken Parker, Larry Fishman came together on this particular thing. And you think, well, it's just an electric guitar. Well, it is. But there's a few extra features. Now, for starters, we've got the two pickups there, but you can actually pull that knob and turn them into single coils, just like a Strat. That's pretty cool. This also functions as the tone knob, which you can use to adjust the sound. This one up here is just master volume. And the unique aspect is down here, you got another volume. Well, what's that for? There's a piezoelectric pickup. Okay, thank you. That's from Larry Fishman himself there. And that allows you, using this one, to have that acoustic electric sound right there coming out of this particular output. Or you can turn it off and just have the electric sound, okay? Or, and this is why this guitar is cool, you can blend it and you can have acoustic and electric coming out of the same output. How? Well, this output is stereo. So you've got a special cable that has one input and then splits into a Y, and each one of those can go into a separate amp. So you can literally have a raging distortion sound and acoustic coming out of the same instrument at the same time. It's very interesting. Now, check that out. Very cool. And we're going to go look at another one. This is a custom painted Jackson. Actually, the first guitar I ever tried to paint. And ironically, it came out looking really good. But it's not because I can paint. What I discovered is I could not spray paint without drips, and I couldn't get a smooth finish. So if you'll come in and look, I didn't try. I just used a greater force against itself, made the finish actually as rough as I could. As I spray painted it, I went over it with newspaper and just kind of pulled the paint up. And it seemed to work. You can see some custom blending and whatnot. But I had never seen a guitar like this, and I figured, you know what? I probably ought to just make it. And there you go. Now, it plays. The tuning is actually not set yet. I've just replaced the bridge. It's got a Floyd Rose, and believe it or not, I broke it. So, it has not yet been set up, but I wanted to show it to you. That is the Jackson Superman. Now, this is the second guitar I ever made. It's actually modeled on a PV Razor, a guitar that was made, and this used to be a table. I actually cut it up, created this guitar, and then made it look rustic. I wanted to make it look old. And if you come in here and look at the details, it just looks very beat up, very old. But I've been told it has fantastic action. It's very playable, and it sounds terrific. So as far as somebody making a guitar and not having any idea what they're doing, this is the way to do it. I felt so confident. I'm going to show you another guitar I made right after this one. This is a Gibson Explorer replica. I actually made this guitar. It's the third guitar I ever tried to make. And it came out pretty good, to be honest with you. Now, it wasn't perfect. You can see the front pickup where it connects. Actually, it wasn't routed enough. And I had to actually cut the pickup. Look at that. Because I didn't make it the right size. Oops. But this guitar is painted like a yin-yang. Is supposed to be the whole point. The yin is eating the yang is eating the yin. But together, it works and it's harmonious. I actually wanted to buy a Gibson Explorer. Unfortunately, they're just too expensive. So rather than spend the money doing that just for a brand name, I figured I would just make one. And I think it worked out very well. This is a Fender Squier Bullet. Now I promise you've never seen this before. This guitar is old, old, old. The Squier and the Bullet are actually named after this guitar. Notice it's a Telecaster neck, and it's got a Stratocaster body, but it's not contoured. See, it's not rounded down. Okay, not only that, it's got humbuckers. Here's the craziest part. These humbuckers actually have switches. You can turn them into single coils. So, how strange is this? I really enjoy it. Telecaster neck, Stratocaster non-contoured body, humbuckers that can go down to single coils. This is old. It's the namesake of the new Squier. Bet you haven't seen one of these. This is a fun and unusual guitar. It's actually called a Davison. I've never heard of it. I purchased this before leaving Florida, and it was absolutely unplayable. We took it apart and sanded the neck down and shimmed it properly, and now it plays like butter. It's fantastic. Of course, it's only got the one pickup. That's all you need. There's no switches. It's simply got a tone and a volume, and away you go. So, again, it's kind of a non-contoured body. It's very cheap, and it weighs next to nothing. It's awesome. I love how small and light it is. So, check out this one. And every guitar you see is for sale. Send me a message. This is a Taiko Audition guitar. This was made in Japan back in the 60s. Look how cute this thing looks. Look at the crazy pickups, the enormous switches. I mean, those literally look like light switches. Check these things out. Those are the pickup selectors. Everything works. And it sounds just twangy and kind of, thin and brittle, which I kind of enjoy it. So check out these crazy knobs. They're all like Bakelite. This is all the vintage. And I really enjoy it. Look at that crazy finish. Audition brand. Again, everything is for sale. Here we have a Lotus left-handed Strat copy. Now, I have strung it upside down, a la Jimi Hendrix, and that's my Play Hendrix guitar, because it actually does affect the way the sound hits the pole pieces on the single coil pickups. So, it's a little awkward, but it does have the sound we're looking for, and it's cool. It's a left-handed Strat copy. So, remember folks, if you see something you like, just send me a message. Here is a Washburn Force 31 lead guitar. This is from the early 80s. And I have never in my life seen an older guitar in better shape. I literally can't find a scratch on it. which means this was somebody's closet queen. It never had any action, but by the same token, it's weathered the storm and it looks fantastic. As you'll notice, it is a wonderful finish. Check out all that glitter. And it's a lead guitar. It's only got one pickup, one knob, and that's just simply volume. It's on or it's not on. Of course, we've got the fulcrum style whammy bar and the period correct painted headstock to match. Check out this Washburn. All right, and let's check out the Ibanez. Now, if I had to choose a favorite brand, I really enjoy Ibanez. Super Strats, usually humbuckers, whammy bars, high frets, and in this case, a maple neck. I've decided personally I'm only going to buy guitars with a maple neck from here on, but I'll take what I can get. This particular guitar is Genesis to me. It was the first guitar in my collection that I purchased, and I still own it to this day. So, let's zoom in here, check out the wonderful paint job. Now, I've said every guitar I have has got some type of problem. I've never just bought one that was good. This was actually a factory second due to imperfections within the paint, and I got this for a song and a prayer, but I will probably keep this forever. It is, after all, Genesis. All right, gang, it's Dave again. Thanks for viewing, for taking a look at all these awesome guitars. And as we wrap up, I thought I would remind you again about the cymatics. That is, the sound frequencies that can actually have an effect on physical matter. And here you can see these are the frequencies we're enjoying at the moment. And it's a very simple setup that you can replicate. Porsche is not included, but it all goes into a simple bass amp. And I'm using a moderate power so that you can actually hear me. And I don't go too crazy, but let me just give you a quick example. Okay, I'm going to turn it up and let you get an idea. Now, I'm not sure how well that translated. I'll go back and listen to it, but it'll make the whole room shake, and that's the desired effect. So, I've got a video on cymatics. Please, check it out. Thank you so much. Please, remember, I'd love you to subscribe, maybe comment, give a thumbs up. Thank you, folks. Bye-bye.